Hello folks, how is everybody doing today? I'm going to do a gear vid. I borrowed this from a friend of mine who has never had a horrible boating accident and lost the one flintlock smoothbore Revolutionary War era musket that he owned. No, he was nice enough to lend me this. So what we're going to take a look at today, well, I don't know if that came through. It's a gun. Anyway, what we're going to take a look at today comes from Heritage Manufacturing Company. This is their Rough Rider revolver. And what this is, yes, the gun is empty, trust me, but just to make sure, half cock, loading gate, spin the cylinders, there are no rounds in here, and the safety's on. The gun comes with a safety. I've never seen a revolver with a safety in my life. This one has one. Okay. This is their 6.5 inch with Cocobolo grips. Heritage Manufacturing, made in Bainbridge, Georgia. Read manual before using, serial number, and then it's got one of those little square things on there that you're supposed to hit with your camera or something, like the new AI UPC codes or whatever they are. Anyway, my friend bought this because there's a new grandbaby running around, and so the new grandbaby needs something to inherit, since the old grandbaby inherited way too much stuff. Anyway, I've always thought these were cool, and my buddy Jimbo had a really nice Ruger that he sold out from under me instead of fucking calling me, because he had issues at the time and he didn't want me to look down on him, not realizing how much further down I look on him now, dumbass. But just a plinker. It comes in two calibers. It comes in 22 long rifle, and it also comes in 22 Win Mag, 22 WMR. Anyway, you pull the pin out. After depressing the button, you can remove the cylinder. So there are two different cylinders. 22 cylinder, and then there's a 22 Win Mag cylinder, which is stamped 22 WMR, 22 LR. So you can't really screw it up, but it is of some importance, because there are definitely differences between the two cartridges. Other than that, I don't know how to give you a better look. I don't see machining marks on here. It is an alloy frame. The barrel is nice. I mean, for the $163 out the door I paid for the combo version, 2 cylinders, you could just get it in straight 22 long rifle, depending on where you live. I really like this gun. My friend always wanted one. The downside is, you can see, well, maybe you can't, maybe a better background, you just have a notch and a blade. Nothing's really adjustable on here, and so that blade's going to need to be touched up with some paint. But as far as everything goes, I think my friend scored. Now, we'll have to get my friend out to the range whenever it breaks, and it's not going to break anytime soon. We're going to see a couple of days of $1.17 or better this week and get an actual range report on it. But this is a really, really nice gun. There's a little plastic disc on here that I guess is supposed to help keep the chambers clean in the cylinder. I don't know. A second, I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. So sorry about that. Sometimes shit happens and you got to take care of it. Anyway, I was telling you that I really like the fit and finish on this gun. I think she's very pretty. I really like those cocoa grips, although I do want to change them out. I saw some custom ones. If you've been here before, you know I have like a pin-up thing. I like pin-ups. And I saw a really, really nice Liberty Bell pin-up girl, redhead. The only problem is I can't find them online. So if anybody knows where I can get a pair of those, hit me up, because I really want those. If you find them, I will give you a finder's fee. And a shout out. And whatever else makes you happy. Really sweet. Anyway, let's do some quick specs on this thing, because it's actually a super interesting little gun. For making cans dance in the backyard, pinging steel, or controlling pests and varmints around the farm, nothing beats the low cost, $162 out the door, high adrenaline thrill of a single action rimfire revolver. Single action means you have to cock the hammer before you can fire the weapon. Double action means you pull the trigger, it cocks and fires. It's an old school cowboy gun. Super cool. I mean, how could my friend not want one? The Heritage Rough Rider handguns are built with numerous grip options and feature the same classic profile and precision action as their big bore counterparts, yet come chambered in .22 long rifle or as a 2-cylinder combo, allowing you to shoot either .22 long rifle or .22 WMR, Winchester Magnum Revolver, I believe is what that stands for. Or no, Winchester Magnum Rimfire. The Heritage Rough Rider Black Satin 6-shot small bore models are similar to our standard Ally offerings, but feature a black satin frame finish for an upgraded appearance. This isn't one of those. This is the cheaper model, and basically blued steel. You can see it's a little more reflective. It's not matte. This line of revolvers comes standard with laminate camo grips. Mine are Cocobolo. This version is chambered in .22 long rifle and .22 WMR with both cylinders included. I did get those. So the reason that this one is slightly different from the one I'm showing you is because on their webpage, where they have many examples, they don't have mine. They have mine, but they have the upgraded model, which is really nice. If you want the adjustable sights, adjustable rear and front, and the front's a fiber optic insert. That retails for roughly $60 more than I paid for this. If you're gonna buy it, and that's what you want, buy that one. It's super bitchin'. I didn't even know it existed. I just saw this on sale and said, my friend just saw this on sale and said, you know, I really have wanted those for a long time. What are you going to do? I have learned, especially in this day and age, when you see it, if you want it, and you have the availability to make it happen, you should make it happen, because shit goes away and does not come back. Is what it is. Anyway, just to go back and give you the weight specs and the interesting stuff like that. So it's a 6.5-inch barrel. The overall length is 11.78 inches, so almost 12 inches. The weight is 33.4 ounces. She is a chunky little monkey. The grips are cocoa. The safety is thumb and hammer. Hammer safety. Thumb safety. Yeah, it flipped out. I don't know if you can catch it, but red means hot. Up means not. Revolvers, I won't say never, because I am not a gun expert. It's the first time I've ever seen a thumb safety on one of these. Normally when you carry, it's a 6 rounds, 5 in an empty, and you always keep the hammer on an empty chamber in case you drop it, so she doesn't go off. Rear sight, notch at rear, front sight is fixed. Lens and grooves are 6, it's single action only. The finish is black standard. 6 round capacity, they do make 9 rounders as well. Something else I didn't know when I ordered my gun. Caliber is .22 long rifle or .22 WMR Winchester Magnum rimfire. UPC and item number you do not need to know. So they do come with a bunch of different handles. Just some really, really nice ones, none of which came up in the sale flyer to me. If you buy the special upgraded models, you're looking at 40 or 50 bucks more. I sent them a little note today and said, dude, why don't you sell the friggin' handle scales separately? They don't. I was on their webpage. They don't. And I'm like, if you don't, at least tell me someone who does, so that I could upgrade the scales. I really like the Cocobolo. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful finish. But I want the little red-headed girl pin up with the legs in front of the Liberty Bell. So I'm American, and I love America. I mean, my friend does. As you can see, we've got her apart, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to show you the 2 cylinders side by side. And while they look almost exactly the same, and we've seen that they have been marked differently, the reason they are marked differently is because even though everything looks virtually alike, and you can see the long rifle is notched, whereas the Win Mag is smooth, the rounds are different. Now, I love .22. I've been shooting .22 since I was about 7 years old. It's what my granddad taught me to shoot, and it's still one of my favorite rounds on the planet because it's fun, it's cheap, it's light, and it's easy to take care of. I started off on an old Stevens bolt, which, if anybody knows anyone who can repair Stevens bolts, hit me up, because I'd really like to get my grandfather's done. I think the spring in there is blown, and so she'll lock on every round, and it's a pain in the ass. But this is your normal, standard .22 long rifle. Focus. There we go. Jacketed hollow point, 40 grain round. I have a ton of this stuff laying around because, again, if you're going to give me options on what to shoot, I'd rather just spend the afternoon planking. Winchester Super X. So this is their 40 grain, and they're rated for 1280 FPS, so 1280 feet per second. But that's out of a rifle barrel. It would be considerably lower coming out of a pistol. This is what the other cylinder takes. I think a guy who's called Beer and Gear know where his freaking gear is, and you, my friends, would be wrong. Ah, there it is. I knew I had one of these laying around. This is that badass Kung Wu I got off of Kickstarter. Kickstarter? I think it was one of those. You make a pledge, they give you a discount. So this was 7CR35? No. S30VN. some kind of Jap super steel I had never heard of. But they sold it to me because I'm a huge gear queer. I love that stuff. Yeah, actually, the metallurgy on it sounded really, really interesting. The VN is vanadium, chromium, and something else. At least as far as I understand it. And they gave me a super good price. The downside is I had upgraded from, I was carrying a Columbia River that I really liked. It's a great knife. And it was 20 bucks, so if it fell off the boat while I was cleaning guns that I don't own, I wouldn't cry, whereas this thing was 100 plus. But it's got titanium and all this groovy shit, so it's actually really cool. There's your standard 22 long rifle. And there is your standard, well, this isn't standard, this is actually a game round. Damn it, everything's mirror image. It's like being back in X-ray school again. I don't know if you can catch it, but it's a poly tip round, so it's hollow point expands on it. The Winchester Varmint LF, I don't know what LF stands for, is a polymer tip NTX 22 Win Mag, 25 grain, 2100 feet per second again. It's out of a longer barrel, out of a rifle. I don't know what she's going to do out of a pistol. Okay, fucking pins, stay where I put you. 25 grain, 2100 FPS. And then they get a whole bunch of stupid warnings on the back, including this causes cancer and don't shoot aliens in the star. I have no idea what those stupid pictures are supposed to be. Oh no, don't fuck up my chakras, man. And look, here's a bunch of sticks. We can make a campfire. I've had this problem, many other things, including, well, you just don't understand how to work the software. It's intuitive. To fucking who? Anyway, the reason it came with 2 cylinders, and I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up. You should. Yeah. Aside from being a longer case, the Win Mag is also a slightly larger case. And so the space inside the cylinders are going to be different. See, the important part of one of these cylinders is, let's try that again and I'll show you. The spacing is on the rim. That's where the important part is. Now, from everything I've seen, they said you could fire 22 shorts and longs out of here. I don't know about that. I'll send them a note and ask. They recommend 22 long rifle. But as you can see right now, I have mag and long rifle. And when you do this, mag stays. Long rifle falls out in my hands. There's just a couple of 1,000ths difference in case size. That's the difference. So I would definitely not want to try and sink a mag into a long rifle cylinder. That's why you get 2. Long rifle drops right in, it's nice and snug, but mag just a bit too large. Now again, as far as shooting shorts and longs, I can't say it's a good idea. I don't know. I have seen people who proclaim themselves to be online firearms experts, but you know who's not one of those? This guy. I'm an enthusiast. And if you ever wind up on Minds and you hit up firearms enthusiast, that's my page. And really, it's just nothing more than I don't want to say fanboy, because I put all the news and stuff up there, the new reviews and stuff like that. This will wind up going up on there. But I like guns, and I like to shoot. I'm a friggin' American. I actually like my country, too. It's a weird concept. But it is what it is. So these, being the varmint rounds... Fucking camera. Wake up. Wake up. There. Anyway, you can kind of see the black on the end where it looks like a pencil. That's a little polymer tip that on impact is going to cause the jacket and the lead to expand. So my friend also had an old school box. This is the same friend who sold the gun out from under me and pissed me off, by the way. I had to clean some stuff out. So he had an old school box. And when I say old school, folks, I don't know when they stopped making the orange boxes. Holy crap, the tape on here is friggin' prehistoric. Ah, shit. This was bought from Sportsman's, which no longer exists here. $5 for 50 rounds. $5. 50 rounds. Now I know we're in the middle of the pandemic buyout. That was $18.50. It cost me $20.63 for 50 rounds out the door. It'll come back down again. I don't think it's coming back down to dime a round. The reason I broke these out, look at how aged the brass is on these. I'd say these are probably 50-50 on whether they even fire. He didn't exactly store these the best. But this is what passed for a hollow point back in the day. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up because the camera's a fucktard. But it's just a copper jacket around a brass core with a dimple in the nose. And back in the days, these were considered hunting rounds that barely went into the cylinder. But you know what, that's probably more the corrosion around it than anything else. I'm not super worried though, because when you look, this encases the entire round. Yep. With the exception of the rim, which gets caught up in here. These are actually ridiculously safe. And if this thing did decide to misfire, I doubt it's going to blow this apart. This is actually a pretty heavy piece of steel. So the new round falls right out. The old cruddy round's got to be pushed out. Anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to throw this up there and let you guys put some eyeballs on here. Now, 22 mag was the replacement for 22, was it 22B? And that was a replacement for a Wildcat round. They just wanted to upgrade the slug, the shell, the bullet, so they would have a little more stopping power. So the big question you people are going to ask at some point is, well, would you carry this? Somebody always asks. Yeah, actually I would, and that's the reason I bought it. See, I mean, my friend bought it. Because this is multi-purpose. The most important thing about this is it is a very, very simple design to work and operate, and it's extremely safe. You have to really fuck up to screw this up. The second reason, just so you watch me reassemble everything, Here's the pin I was cursing. Goes in here. Line it up with the cylinder. The second reason is because this is just a good, nice gun to not only teach the kids on, but when you're out diddy-bopping around in the boonies and you don't want to have to be strapped with a Glock or a SIG or a Smith because you're in the boonies, who's gonna fuck with you anyway? You have this. You're using it to teach the young ones how to shoot. You're instructing them with this. You're instructing them with the lever. Yeah, you leave it on your hip. It's 22 meg. Anything that comes after you, I've spent 30 years in the boonies and I've never been attacked by a cougar or a bear. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just never happened to me. I live in Arizona. We have both. On the other hand, this is what you would use to say rabid skunk, rabid coon. Maybe you want to drop a couple of squirrels to throw in the stew pot. So you carry this around. Plus you get to feel like cowboy. This is Arizona. I like it. I'm glad my friend bought it. I think it's a really nice piece. For the money, you can't go wrong. 26 minutes. We gotta cut this shit short. This is table salt, not crack cocaine, folks. Relax. I would say my friend is quite happy with it. Although we won't find out for sure till we get a little range time. The one upgrade is the front sight needs a touch of nail polish or paint on it so it stands out a little more. Overall, it's a beautiful gun. Beautiful. And again, if you're just out diddy-bopping around and you're not worried about getting taken by space aliens or grizzly bears, perfectly useful sidearm. Bobcat? Yeah. Coyote? Yeah. If I remember correctly, 22 Win Mag is the smallest round you can actually hunt with, too. Although it might be 17 HMR now. Is what it is. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my friend's new gun. Which I find, yes, we are in a safe position. Hammer's cocked back. For 183 bucks. 163 bucks. Something like that. 162 actually. It's hot out here, man. It's about $1.14 and I am doing the whore in church impression. That's what I got for you. If there's anything I can do, hit me up. New folks, thanks for swinging by, putting some eyeballs on here. I will borrow this from my friend again to get some trigger time. I'll let you know what I think, but I will tell you this much right now. 4-position hammer. I'm going to put my thumb on the hammer so it doesn't slam. Watch my index finger. That's it, it broke. Let's lock her again. Watch the index. It's like a 2-pound hammer brick. Freaking crazy light. Pretty sweet. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, if you know anybody who does the nice grips for this, hit me up. Oh, the one thing I forgot to add is she almost fits in my giant meat hook. Almost. That little half, maybe third of a pinky overhang. And because of the grip design, it doesn't grip like a polymer or a semi-auto. It's not like you get your hand all the way around it and up under the ducktail. Those don't exist. And so your hand actually comes back just about a quarter turn so that it sits correctly. A really weird concept. I haven't shot a revolver in forever. I'm looking forward to borrowing this one though. Alrighty. Thanks for coming by, folks. Hope I didn't bore you too much. Questions, hit me up. Comments, hit me up. I will catch you on the next one. I did have a beer review planned, but I got hit by a bunch of Xanthophile locusts last night. And they wiped my cooler out while I was splashing around in my pool, although they did bring pizzas, so points to them. Alright. Have a nice one, folks. Adios and skol.